Wow, that thing is loud. Open stingers. This is such a cool sled. This is a 1972 Coffin hood Blizzard. This is a factory race sled. This one came out of Alaska. It's about all we really know about it. It's owned by the Grants, and this is out of the personal collection, but check this out. This is why they called it the Coffin hood. So you can get at it and work on the spark plugs, which back in the day they probably sound them, or this is tuning. You can check it, look in the exhaust ports, get these things tuned, and yeah, it's kind of a cool piece. These are iconic race sleds. And this was the first year of the engine being in front of the tunnel. Previously, Skidoos had the engines on top of the tunnel. So pop this bad boy off. Look at that. Such a cool piece. So you can see in here, the engine sits in front of the tunnel. The jack shaft is on top. We used to have the engine sitting here. When you look at it from a styling perspective, look at this. You actually had real vents on both sides. And these are kind of, first of the hydroformed tune pipes or expansion chambers. And it is loud, like ear splitting loud. Sounds like magic though, classic triple. And yeah, other than that, this is really an unrestored piece. So it's super cool that it runs actually really good. And it's got, for 1972 power, it's something else. It really is got pretty good performance. Like, not maybe so much in the handling department, but in the power department, it's actually pretty good. So one of the mods that they must have done back in the day was they would have had Tillotson carburetors and they changed them over to Mikuni. These ones, I think, are 40 millimeter, which are pretty big by those day standards. The other thing that was cool, they had a cleated track in these things, so it was fast on the ice, and they had an aluminum slide rail suspension upgraded from bogies. So probably one of, besides the hood and the styling cube, the other thing that's awesome on this thing is the fuel cap. Looks like it's off a Shelby, like an AC Cobra. Kind of a neat touch. Overall, this would have been a really fun sled to race. In 1972, they were starting to figure out, you know, tune pipes or expansion chambers, and these ones would have been the first rendition or series kind of cone pipes, you know. And then when you get to this part of the sled, you can actually see it's hydroformed, you know, and its converging cone here is very long and shallow. Not so great for throttle response, but it made power back in the day, you know. And nowadays you see the pipes are very steep here, and that's great for throttle response. So they learned a lot over the last 40 years of tune pipes and really have them dialed, you know. But back in the day, to go from a restrictive single exhaust on these types of engines to 3 individual tune pipes made tremendous power. So pretty cool. For this thing being 51 years old, it really has what I would say would be astounding performance for back in the day. And yes, the suspension is not up to today's standards, but the reality is the horsepower, is it going to go toe-to-toe with this 800 nowadays? If it was glass smooth, maybe, maybe not. It's not as light as you think it would be, but it's still got some legs. All right. Maybe we'll drop it one more time, just for good measure.